Well, I must admit the place hasn't been quite so bad since you've been around.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Of course, there have been times when the junior officer needed ticking off by the senior officer.
Perhaps I'd have a better chance to learn if we were both to live in the same house.
Same house?
Well, I was meaning to ask you about this earlier, but I've never quite found the right moment.
Oh, yeah, I suppose we could talk about
I'm
it.
afraid it's a little bit late for that now. You see, I've given notice on my flat. Either I move in with you, or I end up with nowhere to stay.
I'm wondering if we shouldn't join forces with the Screws to find it.
Screws? Hey, what is this?
I'm not talking about anything permanent, just till we find the gun.
No bloody way. I'm going to tell the other girls what's going on in here. I don't reckon
Okay. We'll make it a compromise. We look for it ourselves for another 24 hours. If we draw a blank, then we tell Mrs. Reynolds to do something about it. Agreed?
Yes.
Yes.
I can't stay. It's no good. You've got your job. I've got to put back the pieces.
With me helping you, it'll be...
No. I have to do it on my own. I'm not the old Dennis Cruikshank. I've got to find out who this person is. I'm not even sure whether I'm capable of a relationship.
Dear. Accepting the fact that he didn't want us to get married, but then to just go.
If Dennis is convinced he's ruining your career...
Oh, I don't care about my career. Well, I do. I care about him too. I love him.
And he still loves you. He said so, didn't he? You don't think this is his way of showing you how much you mean to him?
Of course it is, but it's also unnecessary.
From your point of view, yes.
Oh, don't, Anne.
How often have you told the women to look to the future, to what lies ahead? So what are you going to do? Look, you decided not to accept the governorship because of Dennis's injuries. Perhaps you should think again.
Get on with my career, just like that.
Oh, I know it sounds insensitive, but it's obviously what Dennis wants. And if he does decide to come back, you'd be in a much better position, at least financially, to take care of him. There's no one else I'd rather see take over. I've decided to accept the minister's offer to become head of department, which means Wentworth will need a new governor.
Well, we knew it had to be something pretty serious to get you up to solitary.
Yeah, getting to be a regular heavy, aren't you?
As if the poor girl hasn't been through enough.
Jeez, you can be a downer sometimes.
Put you through the horrors of solitary, I'll never know.
I'm sure he killed Nana. Just to get her money. Both he and Aunt Harriet.
The question is how to prove it while you're in here and they're out there.
There has to be a way. I'm determined to find it.
Well, let's hope that Howie can do the trick.
Howie?
Howard Simmons, this lawyer I put you on to.
Well, look who's back from the slammer. You better curb that temper of yours or you'll wind up in prison.
Very funny.
We can do without that.
Thought the top dog would have enough on her plate. Like trying to find that bit of hardware before someone gets their head blown off. Right, girls?
It's being seen to.
You panicking everyone isn't helping matters.
Someone in this rat hole's got a gun. Why shouldn't we panic?
We'll find it.
Maybe it's Lex. Or Daffy Duck over there. I mean, she's the one that bought it in the first place. Probably tried to pinch it back again.
Wish I'd never found it. I don't want no one getting hurt.
Don't you let her get to you, love.
She's right, that. If anybody gets shot, it's going to be my fault.
Yeah, and I'll never let you out in the garden again, that's for sure.
Drop it.
Diddums. Top dog will fix it. Well, that's assuming that there's anyone left after the shooting starts.
Mind if I put these in with yours? It saves having two lots.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so.
Don't worry, I'm not going to force you to listen to them if you don't want to. We certainly have got different tastes in music, haven't we?
Oh, they may not be very fashionable, but they're certainly what I like.
There's no need to be defensive. Truth is, I wouldn't exactly call my taste the latest thing either. Why don't you just relax and stop thinking I'm going to march in here and throw your whole life into chaos?
It's just that I'm so used to living on my own.
You won't regret it, I promise.
Well, I guess we better celebrate then. Would you like a drink?
Great. Oh, isn't that lovely? Hadn't noticed it before.
Glad you like it.
I told you our tastes weren't that different. Well, here's to us.
It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, things aren't always that simple. The best solution sometimes is the most painful one.
But I don't see how Dennis leaving can be for the best, not when they love each other so much.
Perhaps that's the reason. Look, if Dennis loves Meg that much, he wouldn't want her to feel stuck with him.
But he needs someone to look after him.
Joycey, you know when you found out about my epilepsy attacks?
Yes?
I didn't tell you at the time, but when I saw your reaction, I actually considered leaving you.
Oh.
I hated the thought of upsetting you with my problem. I love you too much to let that happen. Dennis might feel the same way about Meg.
Oh, I see what you mean. Was I really awful to you?
No, I'm not blaming you. I only thought of leaving because of you.
But everything's all right now, isn't it? I mean, you still don't
yes,
feel...
darling. Oh, look, it's time for that Nelson Eddie Jeanette MacDonald movie. Shall we watch it?
Yes.
Well, I think if I combine that one with that one. Well, what do you think? Blink once for yes and twice for no.
Honestly, May, you can be so crass sometimes. As if I haven't enough on my mind without having to advise you about clashing colours. There's a gun loose in the prison, for heaven's sake!
Don't snap at me, we'll find it.
What if Lou's right? What if it's fallen into the wrong hands and somebody uses it? It was bad enough with Henri.
Oh? And who is Henri?
Just someone I met once. I had a bad experience with him.
Well, tell me the whole story, madam. It's obviously on your mind.
He was a Swiss ski instructor. No, a different one. And we began a relationship of sorts.
Well, who's a dark horse? You never told me about that one.
No, well, it turned a bit sour. He had some rather odd habits. He was a little too continental for my liking. Anyway, I told him we'd better not see each other anymore and that I'd be taking lessons from another lodge in the future.
And?
He objected. And to make his point, he drew a gun and he pointed it at me. He threatened to kill me.
Was it loaded?
Well, as it turned out, no. It was made of plastic. But it looked real, and, well, how was I to know? And the way he laughed, it was so callous and cruel, I had nightmares for months.
Well, there's no point in worrying yourself sick and losing sleep over it. The chances are the thing's rusted up and just as harmless as that thing that Henri pointed at you.
That's not what Daphne said, and she saw it.
Well, the last thing we want is you panicking about it. Now, come back over here and lend me your colour-coordinated eye. Well, come on. Give it back.
You told Nor you didn't have this?
Yeah.
But I have. All right?
Well, shouldn't give it back when the screws might see it.
No way, Dumbo. Best favour you ever did me finding this. I'm not about to lose it again. Not after I did such a good job convincing Flynn I didn't have it.
But you can't go keeping it.
I'm getting out of here with this. But I've got to wait till morning because I've got a few scores to settle first.
Well, what if somebody gets hurt?
There's no fooling you, is there? Maybe you can figure this out. If you don't keep your trap shut, you're going to be one of them.
just stay in here or you get the first bullet. Got it?
No, Prince the Rockstar.
Oh, who the new Frank Sinatra?
Come on, let's talk and more movement, you lot.
How's Julie holding out?
Oh, right. Bawled all last night. Guess she's getting used to her mum carking her.
You've no feelings.
Morning, Mrs. Morris.
Goodness, you look awful, Miss
Just move the showers, will you?
Now who's being insensitive?
Come on, you two, get a move on.
Who's got the gun? She's going to use it.
Oh, no.
Make it a diversion. Anything. Just get the screws out.
I can't stand the little road.
And he
Kelly?
Telling Kelly here not to be so frightened of a little mousey.
Yeah, it's amazing who gets freaked out by the slightest things.
Move along, Kelly. The rest of you, hurry up, will you?
Here. Swap towels over.
Oh, g'day. Hope I didn't wake you when I left this morning.
Slept like a log. It's a very quiet neighbourhood.
Yeah. Listen, do you want a cup of coffee before you start work?
It must be my turn to make you one.
Oh, well, I won't say no. I've just had Beecham in hysterics again. She's a complete idiot, if you ask me.
By the way, I've organised with a friend to bring a few more things over after work.
Oh, good.
I suppose I better phone a few of my mates, too, and tell them I've moved in with you.
Morning, Terry. Miss Ferguson.
Hey, Joyce.
Did I hear you say you two had moved in together into Miss Ferguson's house, I mean?
Yes.
Oh, that's marvellous. Must be the season for it. Staff all sharing the same house together?
Frankly, I don't see that it's any of your business.
It was only us.
Yeah, so that you can turn it into the usual garbage that you and your gossipy mates feed on. Oh, this is typical, isn't it? I mean, I help one of my colleagues out, and what happens? I get stabbed in the back.
There's no need to get so angry about it. I'm sure she didn't mean it that way.
I certainly did not. And if you don't want your private life discussed at work, I suggest you don't talk about it here. Excuse me.
It's loaded, all right. Kelly could have done a hell of a lot of damage.
Poor Daffy's stuck in the dorm all night with her.
Any idea who she was after?
Well, I wouldn't call myself one of her best friends.
It's more likely Miss Ferguson, who's always boasting how she's going to fix her.
Point is, we've got to dump this damn thing fast.
Couldn't we just hide it somewhere till we work out the best thing to do?
No, we can't risk Kelly getting her hands on it again.
Can't tell Reynolds either. Better get Daphne into trouble for not reporting it.
We've got to do something quick. I mean, the last thing we want is a screw finding you with it.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Daffy, you going to join us?
We've been waiting for you, Daff.
No, I think I'll just...
Come on, love, we saved the place special. All right, Lone Bro. What have you done with it?
Here, hold this a minute.
Who's got it then?
Oh, I haven't seen it since showers.
After something, Kelly.
Yeah, your private property.
Why don't you ask one of the screws if it's been handed in?
Maybe I'll do just that. Tell them there's a gun on the loose, and you're looking after it.
Go ahead. But you know what we do to laggers. This time you might end up copping a bullet instead of a bashing.
Oh, come on, ladies, get yourselves organised.
Did you want to ask Mrs. Barry something? Just came over to ask Daphne if she wanted something, Mrs. Barry.
Yeah, I think I'll go and sit with them.
Get on with it then.
What to say to Kelly? Like she could kill her own mother.
Probably would if she had the chance. They'll have to do something about her.
I have to get rid of that horrid garden.
Yeah. I think I might have a way too.
How?
I'm going to need your help.
What?
Got to put it back where it came from, along with the money and the cloth it was wrapped in. Then pretend you found it for the first time.
Maybe I'd better do it.
No, none of us will get out there till late afternoon. And even if we do, there'll be too many screws hanging around. I hate to say it, but Daphne's the only one who'll have the chance.
Here you go, Ronnie. Where are they?
I beg your pardon?
Come on, the goodies, where are they?
Thank you, ladies. Will you go to the dining room and clean all the tables? Quickly now.
So what'd you get?
I really don't think I should be getting involved like this.
Want me to tell Reno about your little problem, do you, Merv?
It's in the cold store. I've never been so scared of my life.
Obviously haven't hung around the same joints I have. Oh, real smart.
Unwrap it here. What about if someone walks in?
Oh, calm down. You might have another fit.
Please keep your voice
Fantastic.
down.
Oh, wow. Hey, wait till I give this little beauty a
You
test
can do all
drive.
this later. I hope you keep your word and lay this matter to rest once and for all.
Put this lot under wraps for me, will you, Merv? I'll grab it later.
I won't keep you long. Most of you have heard already that I've been offered the position as head of department. Well, a few minutes ago, I accepted that offer.
Oh, good.
And following my recommendation, the ministers agreed that Meg will take over from me as governor. I'm sure you'll support her in the way you've always supported me. Well, that's all I wanted to say.
Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you. Oh, Meg, we'll need to go over a few things when you've got some spare time.
Right.
All the best.
Thank you.
Well, at least you've had experience on the shop floor. That's something Reynolds has always lacked.
If I can do the job half as well as Anne, I'll be a damn good governor.
You're going to need to be with her as department head. Still, Davidson didn't last very long when they booted her upstairs. I can't see Reynolds being any different.
Needs mending.
When I'm ready.
Did for some.
Jenny, keep knit. Council's in session, ladies.
What is this?
Putting women's lives in danger. We reckon you ought to be punished for it.
Oh, yeah? Who's we?
The council?
Oh, come off it. Where's Lurch? I thought she was on your precious council.
We've got a quorum. We don't need her.
What's this quorum they're talking about, Einstein?
Oh, it's when you've
Look
got
it
enough.
up later. We all agreed that the punishment should be the same as what the screws would give out for the same thing.
Playing governor now, are you?
I count my blessings. We're being so bloody fair.
I say her buy-ups be taken from her and given to others who've lost theirs. Second, we can't put her in solitary, but she can be sent to Coventry for 24... No, make that 48 hours. All those in favour?
Oh, look at yourselves. Bloody Mother's Club would have more clout than you lot.
The decision's been made.
Anyone touches my buy-up,
And I'll knock their head off. Now rack off. I just told you what I think of your council.
This is no Mother's Club, Kelly. You force us to play rough, we will.
This is Mr. Simmons.
Nice to meet you, Jennifer. Sit down.
I thought May said...
Business hasn't been exactly booming lately. Oh, I thought I got that off. Breakfast. Right, now we want a few details from you, right? Your version of what happened in your grandmother's house the night whoever it was killed her.
You mean you don't think I killed her?
I may look a bit catty, darling, but I'm no fool. I can tell when someone's lying, and from what I've read so far, I don't think you are.
They said some pretty awful things about me in the papers.
Don't believe a word of it. I've got friends who are journalists. Right, now, let's start with the night before the murder. Now, apparently there was...
George the gardener. He found ladder marks in the garden bed underneath Nana's window.
How can I get in touch with this George?
That's just it. No one knows where he is. You have to find him, Mr. Simmons.
Call me Howie. Don't you worry about George, we'll find him. I may not be your average flash lawyer, but I've never lost a witness yet. Now, in your own words, tell me exactly what happened.
Fancy the minister asking you to his office. Yes. Oh, Meg, I do wish Dennis could be here.
So do I. Well, better get going. Mustn't keep the minister waiting.
Before you go, I feel so guilty about being the one to tell Dennis that you were in line for the job.
Oh, that's all right. You would have found out sooner or later. Running for governor
isn't an easy thing to keep secret.
Well, I think it's marvellous. With you as governor and Anne as department head, I think it's a terrific team.
New governor?
Mrs. Reynolds is being promoted to head of the department.
Well, you know what this means, don't you? It means we can go straight to the top with the council.
Let's not jump to conclusions. Reynolds can be a tough nut when she needs to be.
All right, ladies. You've had your smoko. Back to work.
How'd it go?
I was a bit surprised at first.
Take a swipe at him too, did you?
Coventry, remember.
He didn't look like a normal solicitor at all.
Sort of an elegant op-shop type. That's how. The worst dressed solicitor in the world, but good.
He says he's going to track down George by himself if he has to, and get him to tell the police about those ladder marks he saw.
Sounds enthusiastic enough.
With a bit of luck, love, you'll be out of here in no time.
I hope so.
Quit worrying, will you, Merv?
If you get caught, they'll ask where it all came from.
Wouldn't go lagging on my mates now, would I?
Be glad to see the back of it, I can tell you. You've no idea what you've put me through.
Like hell, you keep telling me every 10 seconds. Hey, how much dough have you got on you?
It's none of your business.
Either you tell me how much dough you've got on you, or I'm going straight to the screws with some real hot gossip about the cook lying down on the job.
I don't carry much money around.
Oh, sure you don't. Well, must be at least $20.
15, actually. I was hoping to buy a present for someone.
Well, you're just going to have to tell Joycey you left your wallet at home, aren't you?
Plants doing well, are they, Daphne?
Yeah.
Perhaps you could give me a few hints on indoor plants. I've just moved into a new flat, you see, and I need to know which ones need extra light, good watering, that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay, I'll be real happy to do that for you.
Good.
There's a couple of good books in the library, but...
Oh, I'll look out for them then.
Hey, Mrs. B! Oh, look what I found!
What is it?
Oh, I don't know. It was just here where I was digging.
Oh. Good Lord. It's a firearm.
Expecting. Oh, I just got a bit worried when I saw the door was shut. Oh, wind must have blown it shut, eh?
Yeah.
Just went to the toot. Thought I'd better give my hands a good scrub. You know how fussy old Merv the perk gets.
Yeah. Hey, did you hear about Mrs. Reynolds leaving and Mrs. M taking her place?
Straight up?
Yeah, I overheard him talking about it.
Ever hear anything about you going to your mum's funeral?
No, not yet. I was hoping they'd go and let me check the house, you know, make sure everything's locked up.
Oh, good luck. What do they care about what happens to your house?
It's just a really weird feeling. Like all Mum's stuff sitting there waiting for her to come back. Only she's not going to come back.
Try not to think about it, eh?
Yeah. I never really liked that house much anyway. She was always slaving away in it, trying to keep it clean. As soon as you dusted it, you just had to dust it again. I was going to get her another house.
That's how you got in here, isn't it?
Yeah. Really let her down, didn't I?
Come on, Jill, don't talk like that. You've got to stay on top. Stay on top till the moment you get out of here. No one's going to drag me down.
Sorry to keep you waiting. The Minister will be with you in a moment.
That's what they said half an hour ago.
Would you like to come through, ladies?
Mrs. Reynolds, is it?
Mrs. Morris, actually.
Oh, sorry. Pleased to meet you, Mrs. Morris. Mrs. Reynolds.
Esther?
Please, sit down. I take it you both know Mr. Chaucer?
Yes.
We go back a long way, Geoffrey and I. Been through a lot of tough campaigns together. Frankly, Mrs. Reynolds, I'd have kept him on his head if it wasn't for his other commitments.
I'll try and do as good a job.
Oh, I'm certain you will. Of course, I'll still be relying on Geoffrey to keep an eye on things for me. But with him advising you, I think you'll find things will run very smoothly.
I thought the head of department took advice directly from the Minister.
I'm a very busy man, Mrs. Reynolds. I can't attend to every small detail. That's why Geoffrey and I work so well together. I'm sure you and Mrs. Morris will appreciate that. On the new salaries you'll both be earning.
Use the cup, dear. You'll leave all sorts of germs drinking like that.
Bloody hell, where have you been? I've been waiting for hours.
You've been waiting 3 minutes. And wipe your mouth, you're dribbling.
But I told you
that. What? You've left the tap running.
Oh, stuff the bloody tap.
By all means, but turn it off first.
Look, do you want to trade or not?
Trade?
Well, why else do you think I asked you to meet me here? Bloody hell.
Don't be coarse, dear. Just trot out the goodies and tell me what you want.
You're always talking about upmarket merchandise. That lot's so upmarket I can't even say it.
Chocolate. You don't say it, you breathe.
Whatever turns you on. Look, do you want to do business or not?
Well, there wouldn't be much demand for this class of confectionery in a place like this.
Okay, deal's off.
But you've obviously gone to a lot of trouble. Now, what do you want?
The sleazy sunnies and some makeup.
Sleazy sunnies?
The mirrored sunglasses you were flashing around the other day.
And the makeup?
Lipstick, nothing too bright, and some blusher. Straight swap and no crap or I'll go somewhere else.
Well, I'm my own worst enemy, but, all right.
Well, there may be a serial number, but I certainly couldn't find it. A .45 service pistol. Well, according to one of our officers here. Well, you'll send someone over, will you? Good. Well, make sure they see Mrs. Reynolds when they get here, all right? Thank you. Goodbye. A pistol? Look, you wouldn't believe it. I was outside gardening with Daphne Graham, and she dug it up.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Do the women know it's been
Oh,
found?
it's got nothing to do with them.
But who else
Oh,
would...
it's been there for years. It was wrapped up with a bundle of old pound notes. I've put the whole lot in the armoury.
And that was the police?
Yes, they're sending someone over.
Right, well, I'll be in my office when I need
What happened? I've been dying for you two to get back. How did you get on in the minister's office?
Not good. No, I'll be staying on as governor.
Oh, what a pity. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that the way
It's
it
all right,
sounded.
Joyce, I know what you meant.
Well, do you think the women will be upset? There has been quite a lot of gossip.
Well, I better go and talk to them before Kelly starts running a book on us. Anything else?
Oh, Daphne Graham. You asked me to tell you if she was showing signs of depression again.
It's happening now.
Well, I think so.
Yes, all right. Well, call Dr. Weissman and make an appointment, would you?
Good.
And tell the women I'll see them after their lunch break.
Oh, I hate to tell you, but that's now.
What's happened to the morning? Must have been enjoying ourselves. We'll be in the rec room.
Right.
65, wasn't it, Julie?
14th of February 1966.
Don't ask me. I always get decimal currency and the Olympic Games mixed up. No, I don't. The Games were in 56, weren't they?
Yeah. I was in love with Ron Clark at the time. What's wrong with Daphne?
I don't know. She got all grumpy and said she was going to have a rest.
Oh, good, because that piano was giving me the tom tits anyhow.
Be fair, Lexi. She's played better than that.
Who cares? It's a big deal.
So today she's grumpy and she can't play.
There's no prizes for guessing what's wrong with her. It's almost a month to the day.
Oh, you're not carrying on with that PMT garbage, are you?
Better go and have a word with her.
Oh, not yet. We've got visitors.
May I have your attention, please? Thank you. Unfortunately, if that was for what I think it was for, I've got bad news for you.
We heard you're going to be the new head of department.
I turned the position down this morning.
Are you staying here, Mrs. Reynolds?
Yes, we're not going to lose you altogether, are we?
I thought the grapevine would have beaten us to that, too. No, you've got me for a while yet. There's one thing you might be impressed by, though. The department's approved the printing press.
Oh, yeah!
So you can start planning what you want to do with it. Thank you, everyone. That'll be all. Julie.
I'll be with Daphne.
So if you need a hand.
Yes, tomorrow. I've never been to a funeral before. Now I'm going to my mum's.
I know, it's not a pleasant time, Julie. But we all go through it and we all find our own ways of coping with it.
I know.
I don't suppose it's the best time to talk about it, but the department's approved you working in the administration section, so let me know.
Can I start tomorrow, after the funeral?
You sure?
Yeah, I'd rather keep busy, Mrs. Reynolds, especially tomorrow.
Yes, of course.
I don't know how you do it, Daphne, but those plants have really picked up, haven't they?
Not as good as they should have. I'm going to give them away.
What? You're joking. They wouldn't live without you.
Yeah, they can't live with me either. Tried to kill half, remember?
Come on. We all did some silly things that day. I mean, we just lost two of our best mates. We weren't ourselves. I think plants understand things like that, don't you? Looks like the African violets have given you anyway, look.
How do you know that?
Well, there's a little one poking up the side there. They wouldn't do that unless they were happy, would they?
Oh, gee, Veronica, why didn't you tell me? I would have got you some more food or something. Hey, do you reckon she's really happy now?
Of course she is. She's living with you. She'd have to be. Look what you've done for other people. There's no way Kelly wasn't going to kill somebody with that gun. You stopped her. Then you planted it in the garden so that none of your mates would get into trouble. How many people would have done that, eh?
Oh, gee, I've got to find a new name for this one.
Yes, love. You do that.
And curry powder, check.
Get rid of them.
Beg your pardon?
The girls, get rid of them. I want to have a little chat.
Oh, you do you? Oh, forget it. We've
Don't
had
get
all
too excited, Mr. Pringle.
Girls, I forgot about the floor in the dining room. Won't be dry for dinner if we don't do it now.
Oh,
It has to be done, so come on.
This should be a screw move. That was real good.
What do you want?
A driver's license and a handbag.
No. I've given you all
And you're going to keep giving until I say stop, got it?
Where do you think I can get a
I don't
driver's
care
license?
where you get it. Just make sure the birth date on it is in 1950 or something. Don't want to make me too old now, do we?
What do you want it for?
That's my business. All you've got to do is give it to me and then forget it.
But look,
okay? Okay?
You wouldn't believe it, would you?
What's that?
Guess who's the only available officer to take Julie to her mother's funeral tomorrow?
Who?
Joan.
Oh, Meg, you can't.
Well, of course I can't. It's going to be hard enough on her as it is. I'll have to juggle a few split shifts around, that's all.
Now, that's the sort of thing that would have made you an excellent governor. I can't tell you how sorry I am. For Mrs. Reynolds, too.
Well, thanks, but believe me, Mrs. Reynolds did the right thing. The department don't want a head, they want a puppet.
Who do you think will finish up with the job?
Chaucer, I should imagine. But to be honest with you, I would have rather given the job to Joan.
Oh, that reminds me. Just a tick. I came in here a little earlier and heard Joan and Terry talking. Meg, they're living together.
Really? Yeah, well, I heard Terry say something about having to leave her flat.
Oh, no, you don't understand. I don't mean just living together. I mean living together.
You sure?
Positive. Joan got very upset. I mean, I just asked a simple question and off she went. You know what she's like.
Terry? Good God.
Joan with Terry.
Well, I suppose it's none of our business, really. I just hope the women don't find out. Imagine if they did.
The department's approved Julie Egbert working office duties, and I've told her she can start any time as from tomorrow. Now, can I expect union trouble over this? Because if so, I promise you I'll take it to the Ombudsman myself.
Governor, please. Look, I've been doing a lot of thinking since that last incident, and, well, I was wrong. There won't be any union protest, I can guarantee that.
Good.
In fact, I've been thinking that perhaps I should make it up to her. I thought for a moment that I might take her to the funeral, but then on second thoughts... Perhaps...
No, I think perhaps not. Well, thank you, that's all, Miss Ferguson, and thank you for cooperating.
Oh, by the way, did Terry Malone give you a new after-hours number?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, she had to leave her flat. I forget the reason why, but anyway, I offered her my spare room.
I see. Just temporary, is it?
Well, it remains to be seen. I mean, you know, how well we get on. I shouldn't imagine I'd be the easiest person to live with, so I thought... Well, you've got my number anyway. Thank you, Governor.
Good, fine, good. Now, I want you all to flat with the palms of your hands and pick up the edges farthest from you. No, Willie, the edge is farthest from you.
Yes, I heard you.
Well, do it for heaven's sake.
Oh, let's fuss over a loaf of bread. It's ridiculous and it's messy.
Oh, Lady Mac forget her gloves, did she?
Don't bother, May. Just don't bother. I only agreed to this fast to keep you company, so keep your musical humour to yourself if you don't mind.
Oh, right.
Look, this is going on all afternoon. I volunteered to do this job. I don't have to do it. So if you want to finish now, just say so.
Oh, come on, we're sorry, Mr. P. We'll get on with it.
Now, you keep kneading until what, Jennifer?
Smooth and elastic.
Good. And what else, Daphne?
Not sticky. Hey, Mr. P, you got any more yeast? I've run out.
Where are the 6 packets I gave you?
In the other loaf.
What? You put 6 sachets in one loaf, the one that's in the oven?
Yeah, isn't that what you said?
Of course not. You realise how many you put 6 packets in one loaf? Honestly, this is... You stupid girl! Look what's happened. It'd take hours to clean up all this mess.
Sorry. Oh.
I gave you 2 packets in one loaf, and you used 6. You realise you could have blown us all up.
Hey, come on, Merv, ease up.
Yeah, look, Mr. P, these things happen.
Come on, dear. He didn't mean it.
Come on, Beth.
No, Is she all right?
Far from it. Just leave it to us. May, come.
All right. Wasn't your fault. It was a mistake. Come on, Daphne. It doesn't matter. We'll fix it up, love.
Lexi, what are you doing?
With you.
No one. Why?
Yeah, well, whistle or something next time, will you?
Sorry.
Yeah, well, gee, that's real nice. Make it yourself. Jules, I said, hey, I'm over here.
Yeah, sewing class. You're going to escape, aren't you?
Hey, come off it. Don't go spreading stuff like that around.
Then why have you got all that stuff hidden under the mattress?
What stuff? I lost something.
T-shirts, sunglasses, money. I think the other stuff was makeup.
Okay, so you got a good memory now. Shut up, will you?
When are you going to do it?
You tell anyone, I'll bloody smash your face.
Come on, Lex, we're friends. Now, why would I do that?
Because no one does nothing for nothing, that's why.
Lexi?
Want to come with me?
No.
Why not?
No, Mum's dead, you know.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. Look, Julie, I haven't quite worked out how I'm going to do it yet. I mean, I've got all the stuff, money, makeup, T-shirt, everything. But I think I'm going to need some help. Don't feel like giving us a hand, do you?
Well, I shouldn't. So I'm really going to miss you. But yeah, okay.
I thought I heard something. Hello, Mater. Oh, Pepper.
Darling, I'm just so happy to see you. But why didn't you send me a telegram or something?
Oh, don't be silly. You would have moved without leaving a forwarding address.
Why would I do that, for heaven's sake?
Well, let's face it, last time I was here, I did carry on a bit.
I thought we settled all that.
Yes, I know. You said lovely things about being my mother and loving me very much. Well, it wasn't until I got to Japan that I realized just how much I loved you. And what a rotten little rat I'd been.
Hey.
No, Anne, let me say it. What I did to Simon was terrible, and I'm sorry. And I love you.
Subject closed. My problem is I can't get used to my little girl being involved with married men, I suppose.
Oh, this one isn't married.
Beg your pardon?
Kenzai. He hardly speaks a word of English. Oh, well, who needs it?
Pippa.
I've picked up a tiny bit of Japanese.
Pippa?
Honestly, the Japanese must be the greatest lovers in the world.
Where is he? You did leave him in Japan, didn't you? I don't believe this.
Come in, come in. Arigato, arigato. Kenzai. Anne. Anne. Kenzai.
Konnichiwa. How do you do?
Isn't he beautiful? He's got scads and money, too.
Oh, Kenzai, you must think we were awfully rude.
Forget it, Mater. He can't understand English. But it's amazing what you can say in sign language.
Your biscuits, and I'll raise you 3 cigarettes.
Too rich for me, I'm out.
Well, come on, are you playing?
Don't be so impatient.
Geez, you'd think we were playing for a farm or something.
All right, I'll give you 6 cotton buds to see you.
You can't look at me. It's Nora who raised the ante.
Very well, then I'll give them to Nora.
6 cotton buds? You've got to be joking.
Don't look now, but I think Daffy's thrown in the towel.
Yeah, I've been watching it. The hell did Mervyn have to carry on like that for? It was the last thing she needed. What are we going to do about it? I'll get her to join in. I suppose we can't leave her like that.
Hey, Daffy, love, you want to take over my hand while I go to the loo? Oh, you've got to be joking. I'm not playing with her.
Shut up, Lexi. She needs help.
Well, let her go
sit in if you
somewhere
like.
else. She's only going to muck up the game.
Hey, come on, love, please. You'll be helping us out.
I said I'd sit in. You don't have to talk to me or nothing.
What are you playing?
Poker. Now, I'm out of this hand, so it's all yours. Stick it. Who cares anyway?
But only for... Oh, stupid bitch!
Shut up, Lexi!
She's broken the shampoo!
Oh, it's just the top come off. Now be quiet.
Why? Just because she's got something she calls PM bloody tea, we've all got to put up with this sort of carry-on. Well, if you ask me, it's a cop-out. And if you care to ask around, you'll find out I'm not the only one.
Lexi!
No, it's all right. She's right. I'm sorry.
What the hell's going on?
It's Daphne. She's getting depressed again. She needs
Oh,
help.
save your breath, Flynn. If you want to air your knowledge about this PMT nonsense, do it on someone who believes in it, will you? Not me.
Told you it wasn't the only one.
Yeah. You and the freak make a good team.
Quick, it's 1:30. Turn the telly on.
Hmm?
The telly.
What about it?
The movie, remember?
Oh, yes. There's no hurry. There'll be 5 minutes of ads before it starts.
Mervyn, are you all right?
Of course I am. Why do you ask?
Well, you've had your head buried in that magazine ever since the first course. What is so interesting?
Nothing. I was...
Ah, I see. How to excite your partner with a love letter, or the pen is mightier than the sword.
I wasn't reading that. I just turned the page.
Pretty tame anyway. I read it yesterday.
But I wasn't
Mind
reading.
you, if those letters we've got in the prison storeroom were ever published, there'd be a lot of trouble. Oh, the language.
Lots of things in the storeroom, I suppose.
Had lovely French actors in it, look.
Personal documents, marriage licenses, driving licenses, things like that.
Everything, why?
God, what am I thinking if I can't involve you. And Joyce. Joyce, I'm sorry, love, but we have to talk. I'm in trouble.
Got a minute?
How long have you been there?
I just got here. What's crawling on you?
Yeah, well, you can just bugger off again, okay?
Oh, come on. I saw how those nerds treated you.
Oh, and you thought you'd get a piece of the action, eh?
No way. I reckon Daffy's a pain too. I don't know. I've got to share with her.
So you agree with me? Oh, terrifically. That's really taken a load off my mind. Now bugger off, will you?
Listen, all I want to do is talk a deal through with you.
Why? How come I'm flavour of the month all of a sudden?
So I reckon we're pretty much the same.
Oh, first the freak, now you. If this keeps up, I might slip a wrist.
Well, you know, we know how to look after ourselves. Make $1.
So?
So why don't we team up? Get some rackets going. We could clean up in a month.
Oh, look, in a month I'll be... Just rack off, will you?
Well, the least we could do is talk about it.
Oh, not to me, you don't. You've been sent to Coventry, remember? You want to front up to the council again?
You just made a bad mistake, Patterson.
Oh, yeah, I'm real worried.
Oh, wonder you haven't got all your mates in here holding your hand. Come on, the jug's boiling. Make the bloody coffee. You make one for me, too. Oh, that's right. You don't have coffee at night, do you? AM coffee and PM tea.
I don't know what to say. I just feel I've let you down.
It's not your fault. Oh, if I could get my hands on that little... I'd kill her.
We could let her escape, of course.
You're not serious.
Yeah, she could escape and get caught, but... No, you're right. I'm doing it again. I'm involving you.
You're not doing it, it's Patterson. She's making us think of things we wouldn't normally consider. Can't let her escape, Mervyn. You know that, don't you? I love you very much. And I'd do anything else, but I really...
I know, love. I've made up my mind.
But, Mervyn, if you
No,
just...
Joyce, here, listen to me. If I get the sack because of epilepsy, I'll never get another job, right?
Yes.
I can't let that happen. And apart from anything else, it could ruin our relationship. So I'm going to toss it in.
What on earth do you mean?
I'm going to resign, love. I'm going to resign from Wentworth.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too.